Guys, my name is Charles. In this video we'll go through CSS positioning using the position property and its different values. If you are new here, welcome. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell button not to miss on any of my upcoming videos. Let's get started. So the first thing you're going to do is just create a folder. Let's name it CSS position property. Let's go ahead and open with your text editor. Then let's create an index.html file. Create another style.css file. And let's just close that. And also create a boilerplate. Let's name this CSS position property. And let's go ahead and link our CSS. So like that. It's supposed to be style.css like that. And the first thing you're going to do is create a container with the ID of container. Then let's create 3 boxes. Whoa, Charles, what have you just done? Okay, what I've just done is the period, then box, then we want 3 boxes, so times 3, then the curly braces, and then we want to put the number inside there, so use the $sign and hit enter. That's where emmet comes in handy. If you don't have that extension, just go to extensions and you can just search for emmet. And let's go to our CSS and style the boxes. Let's give them a width of 100, a height of 100 pixels, a font size of 30 pixels, a color of white, and text align center. Then let's select the first box using the first child pseudo class, and then let's give it a background color of red. Then let's select the second box, give it a background color of green. Let's select that box. Let's give it a background color of blue. Save that. Let's open this using the live server extension, and you can see that box is not appearing. Oh, I wrote background attachment instead of background color. Save that and we have the box. Also I can see I misspelled the word position. Save that, and that's it. The first property which you're going to look at is static. Let's just position all the boxes static. Position static. Save that. And you can see nothing happens. That's because HTML elements are positioned static by default. Therefore, static position elements are not affected by the top, right, bottom, and left properties. Maybe you can just look at that. So let's just put this left. Want it to move to the left by 30 pixels. Save, and there is no difference. But then when you position them as relative, you can see since the first box has been positioned 30 pixels from the left, moves 30 pixels from the left. And also we can do that for the last box also, and you can see it also moves 30 pixels from the left. Same, can also do that for the second box, and that's position relative. The next property value we are going to look at is position fixed. Let's first give the body a height of 1200 pixels. So let's select the body element, then give it a height of 100 pixels. Save that. No, it's supposed to be 1200 pixels. Save that, and now you can see the scroll bar has appeared. Now you can be able to scroll. Let's remove these left properties and also remove the position relative from there. Let's position the second box as fixed. Save that, and you can see we are not seeing the third box. Why? Because the second box has been popped out from the page, and so the third box has moved up to fill in the position where the second box was. So when I scroll, you can see the third box behind the second box, and you can see the second box is not moving because it is fixed. So an element whose position is set to fixed always stays at the same place if the page is scrolled, but the fixed element doesn't leave a gap where it was located. Instead, it's popped out from the normal flow of the page. The top, right, bottom, and left properties can also be used to position the element. Let's see about that. Left 30 pixels. You can see now the second box has been positioned 30 pixels from the left. And the next property we can look at is absolute. Let's go ahead and give it the body a border. A border of 2 pixels, solid black, and also a padding of 50 pixels. Like that. And then let's go install the container. Remember it's an ID, so you use the number sign. And the container, let's give it a border of 2 pixels, solid green, a margin of 50 pixels, like that. And also let's just remove the position fix on the left from the second box. Now you can see now we have the body, this big outer box, and also we have these 3 boxes inside the container. And let's just position the first box as position relative, position absolute. Position supposed to be absolute, like that. And you can see it has also been popped out from the page, and the second and third box have been moved up to fill the space of the first box. Let's give it a right property of 0, and you can see we wanted the box to be somewhere here inside the container, but then it has been positioned 0 from the body. Now what we can do to make the box be inside its container, let's go to the container and give it a position of relative. Save that, and you can see now the first box is being positioned relative to its parent container. So an absolute position element is positioned relative to the nearest positioned ancestor. If there is no positioned ancestor, it uses the document body and moves with the page scrolling. Then the next property we are going to look at is position sticky. An element with position sticky is positioned based on the user scroll. The element is first positioned relative up to a certain scroll position, where it is then positioned as fixed. And let me just show you that. Let's first remove the right and absolute properties from the first box. Now let's go and position the container as not fixed but sticky. Save that, and now when we scroll, nothing is happening. That's because we haven't set the top, right, or bottom property. So when we set the top at 0, now when we scroll, you can see the box is kinda sticking there, even if at the top, even if the page is scrolling. We can even set this at 20 pixels. And you can see now the page will stop at 20 pixels from the top of the page. Maybe let's just experiment with let's say the second box. Paste that. Then when we scroll, you can see it's sticking at the top, 20 pixels from the top, but then it's moving till the bottom of its parent container, and then now it scrolls with the parent container. And that's where the sticky property comes handy when creating cool UIs. I think now you've gotten a good grasp on the CSS position property, and that you can now use it to make wonderful user interfaces. Before you leave, if you liked the video, make sure to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.